Kendrick, Cole, Drake are like the D-Wade. They're like the LeBron. They're like the Melo. Same draft class. I have to be responsible as an artist.
But nah, dude, more people rock with me out there than they rock with you. Now, if somebody take that and take it to a whole nother level, like
this Ross did.
welcome y'all to another episode of the Presidential Executive. What's going on? This your boy over here, JB. This is my brother over here, El Presidente. Rag, what's going on, my guy?
Man, if y'all only knew.
If you only knew.
Because no, we had, man.
Oh, man.
That was some amazing content.
It was.
Bruh.
It was.
It was some amazing content.
Oh, man. But y'all go ahead and like this video right now, y'all. We're wherever that you stream podcasts. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Stitcher. Yeah, man. What it do, man? We
went in.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
We started off last time talking about the flack that we had been catching.
Yeah.
For our one side of flack we caught because we had somebody. And again, y'all need to go back and check out the videos out. I believe the one we did with Misty is like around about 800 views on it.
Oh yeah, it's past that. We're going toward a 1K.
Yeah. And that's like we get them on reels and shorts.
Yeah.
Like when I repost stuff like that, like we get them on reels and shorts, but like for an actual video,
especially one that's over an hour and a half long.
Right. And the only time we did that was when we had our guy Cornelius on.
We
was talking about the TV show.
Yeah. For a whole episode, yeah.
So that got some, and then today is the 16th.
16th, yeah.
But you dropped one today that we recorded last week with our guy, Mr. Hit the Like Button, Jay Sanders.
Hit the Like Button, yeah.
And he actually is a member of Kappa Alpha Psi Incorporated.
Yeah.
One of the pretty boys, one of the noops, and he kind of, as I posted on my IG page, he talks about the myths, the legends, the lies, and propaganda. And he gave a very, for somebody who's actually a part of the organization, he gave a very objective view. And a lot of people gonna miss because he even said, if the Lord tells me to drop my flag tomorrow, I'm dropping it yesterday.
Yeah, do it. Yeah.
He said it ain't that much of an idol for me.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And we talked about when we had him on how we was rest in peace to the legend Carl Weathers, who played Apollo Creed, and he said that's the only Apollo I acknowledge. And y'all can do with that what y'all will. But again, most of y'all that went over your head, y'all will watch. Oh, this looks interesting. You need to watch all of them. Yeah. This man don't have to put out an album every year because I'm still touring, doing songs off Section 80.
Yeah. And some people actually forget sometimes that he actually did that Black Panther soundtrack.
Yep.
The whole thing.
The soundtrack.
Whenever it came out.
Not including his mixtapes and the TDE albums.
Yeah. So, Kendrick has, he does what he does. Now, I believe that when he actually comes out with his diss, that it's going to be very interesting in how is going to be taken. You know what I'm saying? Because I hate when stuff come out like this now because Drake came out with a hard diss, and so now I just think whatever Kendrick come out with, a lot of the Drake fans is going to be like, well, it ain't, you know what I mean? Because Drake pretty much, he spoke in simple terms. Like I did say this to Christian and Mikey and Larry and them like that. Like
shout out to the MCM podcast.
Yeah, shout out to them. Drake speaks in simple terms. It wasn't like, it was bars, but it wasn't like bars. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. When I'm thinking like it wasn't like, it was cool. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to take anything away from what he said because one thing about Drake, he is relatable. Everything that he said, you know what he's saying. You probably get the analogy. It's nothing necessarily go over your head with him. Mm-hmm. Which that's a credit to him. Some people say give him discredit for that just because he's not, as abstract as, you know what I'm saying, some other rappers like a Kendrick or whatever. But I respect that part about him to where, his lines actually can just relate to anybody, whether they listen to him forever or they listen to him for the first time. So, but I think when Kendrick comes back, he has to. I'm interested now because so I think he has to go to another level to where, and this is what we kind of talked about even before. Like it's the sport of it. You know what I'm saying? To where now, since Drake did what he did, Kendrick is going to have to step up his game to go somewhere to where this generation of hip hop is not used to hearing. You know what I'm saying? To that level, which to what we think, and we had the conversation before, to where when Cole dropped out, it was a letdown, not because we wanted to see the niggas, shoot, kill.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not because of that. You know what I'm saying? We wanted to see that because of, especially in this generation, because hip hop, although it is the number one genre, it is top music style in the world, it has been watered down. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? For years and years. And so now we like, at least for me and my perspective, I'm looking at Drake, Cole, and Kendrick like, okay, they'll bring more substance or something to the game, bring something to the game to actually let people that's like 30 and below listen and be like, oh, snap. I'm not used to hearing.
I mean, to me, they're like stuff. LeBron. They're like LeBron, Carmelo, and D-Wade. Like same draft class.
Yep.
Like you boosted your prospective franchises.
Yep.
Right. You make them relevant. Now Miami was kind of they was a playoff team in the '90s and stuff like that. But like when Melo came in and Bron came in,
it was different.
Man, I ain't never seen so many Cavaliers jerseys and Denver Nuggets jerseys.
Yep.
Like wasn't nobody rocking a Denver Nuggets jersey when they had Alex English and Bryant Stith
Kiki
and
Vandeweghe.
Kiki Vandeweghe, Dikembe Mutombo.
Yeah.
Like when Denver beat Seattle in their playoff series and Mutombo holding the ball. Ain't nobody have a Robert Pack jersey.
Right.
Antonio McDyess or LaFonso Ellis. And see, I'm a basketball fan, so I know these niggas.
Fat Lever played for them too, didn't he?
Yeah.
Fat Lever
he played for Dallas.
He played for Denver.
He played for Dallas, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I know he played for Dallas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I want to say I was watching the video with the all-time Mavericks team, and he was like point guard. It was him and Rolando Blackman, and then Derek Harper.
Yeah.
But
yep, that's good.
But like, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all wasn't rocking with Denver when they had all these dudes.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? My boy Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. Y'all wasn't rocking Chris Jackson. Y'all wasn't rocking with Denver. Then Melo come in, everybody got a Denver jersey. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all wasn't rocking with the Cavs when they had Larry Nance, Mark Price, Ron Harper, Brad Doherty, Craig Elo. You know what I'm saying? Like what's the white guy name that used to hoop for play for Duke and Danny Ferry. Ain't nobody have a Danny Ferry jersey
from the Cavs. Yeah.
A lot of people don't even know Steve Kerr used to play for the Cavs.
Mark Price.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But LeBron, so like Kendrick, Cole, Drake are like the D-Wade. They're like the LeBron. They're like the Melo. Same draft class. Boosted their respective franchises. Bona fide Hall of Famers. That is them.
Yep.
But, and we talked about this because I talked about, like, I saw some of your posts and some of the stuff that people commented. I hate this idea that hip hop has always been this kumbaya. Everybody's hugging and rubbing each other's booties. And, like, no. Did not happen. For every a hip, a hop, a hip, for every one of those,
self-destruction. You
had, or self-destruct, the message. For every one of those, you had the bridge is over. The bridge is over. And 50 Cent was like, man, and he Tony Yayo was like, man, he dissed our whole borough, but that song was hard.
It was hard.
He was like, man, we would be listening to it.
Yep. Yep.
He dissed the whole borough.
Yep.
The boroughs in New York are bigger than most of. Take the biggest city in your state. One of the boroughs is bigger than the biggest city in your state. Memphis is the most populous city in Tennessee, and the borough, any one of the borough, the smallest borough in New York, was shit on Memphis.
Yeah,
like you could include Germantown, Collierville, Millington, Arlington, Lakeland, Oakland, Bartlett. You can include all of them in Memphis, and we still don't have the population of one of the boroughs in New York. That man dissed the whole borough.
Yeah, he did.
And the people in the borough was rocking the song. Yeah. That's hip-hop. That was 1986, 87.
Something like that.
You know what I'm saying? Like what are we talking about? It ain't always been kumbaya. No Vaseline. Like, what are we talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Anyone to LL Cool J, like, he dissed Cool Mo D. He dissed, and this is, he dissed a lot of rappers in the 80s.
People, yeah.
But then even going
Cannabis.
towards the late 90s, 2000, like, had Cannabis on the song.
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
The Biggie song, Who Shot You, if you go look at interviews, and they said, no, that didn't have nothing to do with Pac. He recorded because one of the Wu-Tang guys, he said, I was in the studio when he recorded it. He said he recorded this song before Tupac had ever gotten shot. He said that was actually a veiled diss at Wu-Tang, at Nas, at like some New York rappers, because it basically was like saying, I'm that nigga.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't take it like, and one of the Wu-Tang guys was like, man, we had a song, and Nas said, I had a song where I was taking a shot at Biggie and Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
But they was cool.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like, man, we always trying to be number one. It wasn't on no hatred. It's on some, I'm better than you.
Competitive.
And now you bring your best shot. I want you to bring your best shot because you're going to make me shoot a better shot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a difference between the competition and the personal stuff. And I haven't seen, and I don't feel like with Drake, Cole, Kendrick, that it's on some, I'm going to hurt your kids, I slept with your wife. It ain't on some, like everybody want to bring up the Gucci situation. That was a personal, that wasn't hip hop. That was a personal, I don't like you.
That was street beef right now.
You see what I'm saying? And I just happen to be a rapper.
Right.
Like the people, Eminem has had to go to court for assault. The dude that he assaulted was not a rapper. It was somebody who was messing with his ex-wife / daughter's mother.
Mm-hmm.
And he even had a line in the song Sing for the Moment where he said, you full of shit, Guerrero, that was a fist that hit you. Because the Guerrero dude was like, oh, he hit me with the pistol, the butt of the gun. It's like, no, I hit you with my fist. Guerrero wasn't a rapper. That's the dude that was seeing that was personal. It wasn't no hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Royce the 5'9", when he was dissing Eminem and D12, him and the late great Proof of D12, they got into it. Mm-hmm. But when they got to talking, it's like, we don't really have a personal problem with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And he said they like he had a song called Security where he said we saw each other in Detroit, we pulled guns on each other. And he said the police showed up, we ended up going to jail. He said we sitting in jail talking, and we squashed it because we don't really have a personal problem with each other. This is we didn't let music get a little bit too far. At the end of the day, we good. I love you, you love me.
Yeah.
And I hate how because you made the post and they want to see us, the black men beef. No, hip hop is like basketball. It's like football. It's always been partying. What I'm grieved about in society, and I'm better than you. Yeah. More than any other genre. R&B ain't about that. R&B is like either I love somebody or I'm whining about somebody breaking my heart. The blues is all about the sad shit that's going on in my life. Yeah. Jazz is pretty much me having a good time or you feeling my soul. But hip hop, I'm having a good time. I got something I want to say about society, or I'm better than you. Mm-hmm. And that's why it's the number one selling genre, because it covers more lanes.
Yeah. And even with Cole, because like I said, I've said it before, like I get him having peace. I get you getting to a point in your life where he's around our age to where you just want, what they say, all positive vibes only and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But it's like, for one, when you look back on it, like hip hop, you know what I'm saying, like gave him generational wealth. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It gave him, a lot of things that many won't ever achieve. And also his content also portrays him being number one. I remember the song maybe on his first debut album where he was talking about he was looking at the back of the cereal and he was looking at Jay-Z's tour video, whatever jump he was on with DMX or whatever like that. Right. And he was talking about, you know what I'm saying? You gonna
Hard Knock Life
tour. Mm-hmm. And you know what I'm saying? He was talking about how are they gonna know me one day? I'm coming for your spot. No. Jay-Z was talking about how he was looking in the back of the cereal. He knows somebody out there that's ready to take his spot. And J. Cole was like, I was that kid that you was talking about. You know what I'm saying? That's coming to take your spot. You know what I'm saying? And so his whole career has been riding off of, you know what I'm saying, my mentor Jay-Z. I'm about to be him and better than him. You know what I'm saying?
When he got introduced to the world on the Blueprint 3, A Star is Born.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Every day A Star is Born.
Yeah.
And he came out saying, but again, you got mentored by a guy who has been saying for the last 20 years, I'm that nigga. I'm him.
Yeah.
I'm Himothy. I'm that one.
Yeah.
If I ain't better than Big, I'm the closest one. Like that. That's who your mentor was. And guess what? When Jay-Z said that, the only person who had something to say was Nas. Big is your man, and you got the nerve to say you better than Big. Negro, please. You know, mustache having with but again, but that was all and it elevated both of them.
Yeah.
Because after that, after Nas dropped that album was on Stillmatic. After Stillmatic, he dropped Godson. The Godson album.
Yep.
That's the album that had Major Look on it.
Yep.
But like Nick, because we were still listening to see us, he's still dissing.
Is he still going?
You know what I'm saying? He had a couple of joints on that joint. Then after that joint, he had Street's Disciple.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then after Street's Disciple, he dropped Hip Hop Is Dead.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Then after Hip Hop Is Dead, he dropped the Nigga album.
Yeah. Because everybody, everybody trying to listen for those shots and all that stuff
but
like
man,
that.
not like after that, like Nas just went on like every album after that is just like, man, you dropping a joint after a joint like that elevated. And it wasn't no more beef after that. You know what I'm saying? Like every album, he got a song featuring Jay-Z, and Jay-Z got a song featuring him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and what I was thinking about too, because that's a good kind of analogy with Jay-Z and Nas, because as I said before, Cole and Kendrick, I think are two of the most intelligent, you know what I'm saying, MCs of this generation, but just really all time. In general and all time. And so was Nas and Jay-Z, which they saw what happened a few years before with Pac and Biggie. They were like, okay.
And now you know that when we did our list, you know, Jay-Z and Nas are my 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And I want to say, I think when we got to the top two at least, I know our top two was the same.
Yeah, I had Jay-Z and Nas. Mm-hmm. Jay-Z and Nas, and then I think I had Biggie in my 3. I'm not sure you had 3.
No, you know what? Pop. I had matter of fact, our top 4 was the same.
Yeah, it was
our top 4 was the same because we had Jay-Z, Nas, Biggie, and Tupac.
Yeah.
Our top 4 was the same. After that was different.
Yeah, it was different. Yeah.
But like to your point, it was the intellect of these guys. It was their impact. It was their influence. Yeah. Shout out to Jay Sanders because he talked about the keyword in that video, which y'all need to check out. Influence. But yeah, man, like it wasn't, and again, it's a difference between a personal beef, Jeezy and Gucci, Tupac and Biggie.
Yeah.
Personal beef.
And our boy Veli, he said Dolph and Gotti, because he made a whole post talking about
personal beef.
Right. This is way
that
different.
Ain't music.
It's way different, bro.
As opposed to music, Gotti and 3-6.
Yeah.
Because nobody nobody from 3-6, we ain't read in the paper or see on the internet or whatever, or on the news, Lil White gets got, Frazier Boy gets got. Yeah. At the time, and he was with them. Yeah. Young D, now Young Veli got no. Yeah, it was strictly music. That wasn't personal.
Yeah.
It wasn't on no, you violated me outside of this space.
Yeah.
That Dolph Gotti situation was a personal situation. It wasn't because Gotti said, I'm the king of Memphis, and Dolph is like, hell no, now we finna get you a op. No, that was a personal situation.
Some way different, Some way different than that.
With two people who happen to be artists.
Yeah. Yep. And when you look too, also at the analogy too, when you talking about people's favorite sport or even basketball, Michael Jordan, with us growing up, we wanted to see him cut the opponent's throat. We wanted to see him, you know what I'm saying, go straight for whoever.
I'm coming for your head.
Clyde Drexler, Charles Barkley, or whoever. And so, or even, like I said, I'm a Florida Gator fan. Tim Tebow,
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying? He's like the epitome of Christianese and, you know, sitting down and praying and stuff. But on the football field, this dude was like an animal.
White. Reggie White, the Minister of Defense.
Yep.
But like we said this, and again, y'all don't got to understand what we keep saying in our previous conversation.
Boy,
we were going in.
Yeah.
And this conversation is taking not a bad turn.
No. It's different. It's different.
But and maybe like I know you. I don't want you doing no extra work, but like maybe release the audio, like as off. If we can figure out how to work Patreon, like off camera audio.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But like we talked about Cam Newton.
Yeah,
and I don't know if you just saw the interview he did on Club Shay Shay.
I saw some of it,
but I'm watching, and I'm not gonna lie, I've been hard on Cam Newton. I've been a critic of Cam Newton, but in watching that, I got a new respect for Cam Newton.
Yeah.
I get it now.
He growing up.
I understand.
Yeah.
And so sometimes it's like if I'm only hearing clips, and we talk about it with our stuff, if you hear a reel, you hear a clip, man, I can have an assessment about you based off a minute and 30 seconds, 90 seconds.
Right.
But like now I'm sitting down and I'm listening to you have to articulate, to elocute where you are and your mentality. And he talked about like chip on his shoulder, like I come for y'all tell me, oh, we're going to do with you what we did with Tim Tebow. You're going to have a package where 4 to 8 plays a game, you're going to get in and run or run pass option. He's like, oh, yeah, I can do that. By the time I become a junior, like I'm going to be that guy. You get there as a freshman, they don't put you in at all.
Right.
And he's there with Aaron Hernandez, the Pouncey twins, like different guys that met Percy Harvin. And he's like, these are the guys I came in with. They're playing. I'm just sitting here watching. So now after my second year, nothing. So it's like, you know what? And then at the end of your second year, Tim Tebow like, oh, I'm coming back. Like, yeah, I need to go on back.
Yeah.
But then when you get ready to leave, Urban Meyer tells you, oh, you can't sign for any of these schools. Yeah. So now you got to fit, like you should. So you see the chip.
JUCO. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you see the chip. You know, like, so now I got a new respect. But again, here is somebody who said, I came in the game, I'm him. I'm built differently. But then when you understand why he's saying that, so now I never felt the way when J. Cole said he was him.
Right.
Because he talked about being a little kid, whether it was basketball or writing, and then who you came up with.
Yeah. You
came up under Jay-Z. You came up under that Rockefeller tree. You know Kanye.
Up in New York. He was living up in New York.
You know Beanie Siegel in the State Property Crew. You know all of them dudes.
Mm-hmm.
So now you should feel a type of way, as should the game. Who came up under Dr. Dre? You've sat in the studio with Eminem. And they had Busta Rhymes. You've been in the studio with Busta Rhymes. You've been around the game.
Mm-hmm.
You should feel that way. You look at a Drake, and again, whether you write everything or not, you've been around one of the Mount Rushmore. You've been around Wayne. You've been around all of those people in the Cash Money clique, the CMB.
Mm-hmm.
You're around legends. You sit at the table with Ross and the people that he have around.
Yeah. So,
like, I get it, and I don't have a problem with it. And I don't have a problem with this person saying they're better than that person.
Now, even with Drake now, like, when you look at it, I give him credit. I did give him credit for coming back, and anybody that has ever come at him, he has come back. But then when you kind of look at it.
No, we talked about this.
We did. Yeah,
he had one person, he didn't come back.
He did, but he responded, though, after the first one. Though. He just didn't come back after, you know what I'm saying, the other one, you know what I'm saying, which was a TKO. But one of the things with him and his persona is like Drake got to come back, just because he's the light skinned singing dude, and so if he don't come back, like Cole on the other side, it's like he comfortable in his skin. he's been like not a street dude, but just a solid rapper dude like his whole time. So he has the luxury to be like, I ain't got to do this. Drake come back, you know what I'm saying, because he has all these singing records. He got all this, he's looked at, as you said before, the controversy, the MC Hammer of, you know what I'm saying, today. You know what I mean?
And that went over people's heads.
Yeah, I got that.
And then you even, and to your credit,
I did.
when you made the reel.
Yeah.
And you said at first.
At first.
I thought it, but when I looked at it, and you felt what I was saying.
Yeah.
But niggas is still, that's going to go over people's heads.
So I got that. So Drake feels that, you know what I'm saying, that he needs to come back because, for one, just like you said, he didn't come back at Pusha. That last one, for one. That was the last time we seen him in
Surgical
battle.
Summer.
Yeah. That's the last time we saw him in the battle. So, but like I said, to his credit, anybody that calls him out, he's going to at least respond one time with it. Like with Cole, and I said before, you know what I'm saying, like, this would be different if this was Lecrae. You know what I'm saying? If Lecrae came out and be like, hey, man, you know what I'm saying, I want peace. I'm not going to go at you and da-da-da. I apologize for coming out and saying this. Because we know Lecrae's content and what he's all about generally over his 10-year career. You know what I'm saying? So now when Cole says what he says, I'm with it. But then it's like...
Or argue.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like, is some of his content... Is it going to change now? Because even if you in concert now spitting some of your old stuff, you know, looking at hindsight now, you may, you know what I'm saying, look at it a little, you know, like, yeah, you said that back in 2015, but like, we see now you're not really about that. Not unless you do like a total, like I said, God may be working on the man's heart. Like I would say that. I would give him that. But the premise that in a sport, if that's what you do, it shouldn't be hard for you just to, you know, go back and spar with somebody intelligently.
Right.
Like, we're not talking about Little Pump or, you know what I'm saying, Lil Yeezy, whatever like that. We're talking about two guys that are intelligent,
right,
that use words, metaphors, similes, and all this stuff that can actually get in there and do a crafty battle within each other and still come out on the other side cordial.
Yeah, so like, and you alluded to this again, y'all probably like, why they keep talking about these previous conversations? So like,
we coming back around.
Right,
we coming back around.
So like,
oh man,
you had alluded to me like being an MC and everything, and I was saying like, you know, I was never the beef guy.
Yeah, right.
Because like, we had shout out to my people, but you was like, oh, when you was like
with Vic.
Yeah, no, shout out to my nigga Crown, big man. We love you, Crown. Come back to us, Crown. No,
yeah, come back.
No. And for those of y'all that know, man, you know, man, our boy Crown, you know, man, we love you.
For sure, dog. For sure.
We all going through that.
Yeah.
But like, my thing is like, if it's personal, like, we gonna see each other, and I don't mind. I'll take an ass whooping.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if it's personal, I'm not gonna write a song about it.
Right.
We gonna see each other.
We gonna link up. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we gonna say what we gotta say, do what we gotta do, and that's that on that.
Yep.
When it comes to like the music stuff, and I had said a line from one of my songs where I said, "From the block to the boardroom, basketball court to the courtroom, I bloom like mushroom." Like, so the mushroom part of it, like, mushrooms are everywhere.
Yeah.
Right? You can see them in your yard, you can see them in the forest, you can see you be at work, they outside. It's like, I'm everywhere. But then also, no matter where you put me, yet I thrive in the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I pop up, like, and not only am I there, but I'm going to be successful. I'm going to be winning in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I could keep breaking it down, but in that 4 bars, I gave you a triple entendre.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah, easy. Yeah.
So now, like I said, with me, I ain't got to say what I am. And you know who I came up with. We had our guy last season, DJ Black on.
Black.
Man, used to open up for 50 Cent.
Mm-hmm.
Ghost wrote for people You know what I'm saying? Like he
did.
had a song that was playing on the radio in Memphis. Right, and he was on tour, got to travel the world. That's who I was at the table. That was my OG.
From the
right?
Gospel Gangsters.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Not on K Rio, but then also Mr. Solo from the Gospel Gang. So even on the whether it was from the secular tip or the gospel tip, like if you don't have Solo as one of your top 5, you're delusional.
Yeah.
And I put him right up there with like Ambassador from Cross Movement. If you got Lecrae in your top 5, no, you already know my guys, Core Red and Precise. Yeah. Definitely, nigga. Hey, go listen to The Matrix. You know what I'm saying? Or Resistance is Futile.
Yeah.
Right? But like, I got Core Red and Precise in there. I got Ambassador, probably Solo, and maybe Cray.
Yeah.
And I would have to go back and check, but like them my top 5. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, go back and listen to Solo. Like, but I was co-signed by these folks. Yeah. On that tip. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, Boo was my girl. Like, that was big sis.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, man, Roche, man, you be spitting that shit. Like, so now I'm co-signed by people, whether you know them or not, people that I looked up to, people that hundreds of thousands of people said, this person is good. They co-signed me. And you know this, because at one point you was my manager. How many songs did I get taken off of?
Yeah.
People delete the song.
Magically disappear.
In one case, the guy even gave me, was like, hey, man, you got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, that's all you, bro. He gave me the whole song. I ain't got to say it. Put me on there. Now, I ain't going to sit up here and talk about how many bricks I done moved, because that wasn't my thing. But anything else, nigga, you talk about the struggle. You talk about the faith, how we can be better as a people, relationship stuff, parents and family. Like, put me on there.
No.
I ain't going to sit up here and like, you'll never see me spitting about NASA or no electronic shit. That ain't my thing. But like anything else, nigga, put me on there. Yeah. And I ain't got to say I'm better. Like, you'll hear, you'll know. So I didn't do that part of it, but at the same time, from a competition standpoint, my mentality was, number one, if you feature, like, let's say you say, Shay, I want you to be on a song. I'm like, man, that's an honor and a privilege. So I'm not finna disrespect you by giving a half-ass verse. Yeah. So I'm finna give you the best verse that I've ever written up to this point. But then the second thing is like, man, I'm trying to make anybody who hear me remember me. And the third thing is like, man, I'm trying to kill you. Respectfully.
Respectfully.
I'm trying to, and we alluded to the dunk contest, like, what made Jordan and Dominique so good, man, they was going back and forth. Yep. More recently, what made Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine so good? Man, them niggas was they was coming back and forth. We thought the dunk contest was back. Yep. And now, all the dunk contests falling out. Why? Because I'm dunking, we chest bumping, we high five, we kissing each other on the cheek and shit. Like, it's not even good anymore. We talk about, we wax about how it's not good, but the reason it's not good is because it's not competition anymore.
They got some of the dudes now in the same slam dunk contest helping the opponent with a dunk, throwing them lobs and doing all, you know what I mean? Like, doing certain stuff like that. Like I'm all for being peaceful and doing that, but then there's also a side of you, whether that's in sport, whether that's in business, it's like, no, I want to be better. I need to be better.
That guy.
You know what I'm saying? And so I don't see anything wrong with that. But again, if somebody's peace is going to be compromised because of they feel like, I gave an analogy to where, let's say the devil's advocate, if I'm cold, like, I apologize. I'm coming back just because if I beef with Kendrick, knowing how much of a titan he is, I'm gonna have to go hate this nigga.
Right. I'm gonna have to go to another level.
I'm gonna have to go to another level to where I can't channel it at the point of my life that I am right now. You know what I'm saying? And so if it's that, I get it. But then on the other side of it, it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, with Jordan, I hate to compare Jordan because Jordan was just different, mentality-wise. Like, not too many people on this world ever.
I took that person.
Right. If you don't want to play that way.
Right.
Don't play that way.
Man, y'all won 6 championships.
Get up,
Fuck
dog, crying. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, but to Cole's, like, if he felt like he had to go to a certain point with Cole, like, I'd rather him had said that, you feel me, on that stage rather than, you know what I'm saying that, you know, hey, man, I'm just not there. You can, you know, take your best shot, chin up, da-da-da-da. Saying, like, look, bruh, if we go here, I'm going to have to go somewhere to where,
a place you don't want to go.
Yeah, it's going to hurt me spiritually. It's going to hurt me deeply to where I don't have it in me to do that right now. You know what I mean? But even then, like I said, I can't relate because I'm not an MC, but just like any type of sport, if you saying that you're better than me, like, let's see. Let's go. Not for just to do it, but just for the sport of it. You know, what is it? Iron sharpens iron. You know what I'm saying? That's a word. You feel me? So it's like, I get what Cole's saying, but I'm interested to see where he goes from here, just because he's always been a braggadocious type of rapper, saying he's great, saying nobody, you put anybody on a song with me, you know what I'm saying, I break them. You know, this, you know, I get them every time. I'm number one. I'm Ali. Like, so, you know, then that's fine. But I'm interested to see where he goes from here, because I've seen D1 talk about him on some videos,
Right.
talking about how proud he is of Cole, and this is what we need in hip hop. But D1 has a whole different persona than a J. Cole.
Mm-hmm.
So if D1 came out and said something like what J. Cole did, you would get that.
But what's crazy is, though, and this is the contradictory part of it, and I love D1, but when he was on with Jason Whitlock,
Yeah.
he was talking about how, like, when you play sports, it's nothing wrong. And D1 got a scholarship to play basketball. Jason Whitlock, for a lot of people don't know, played at Ball State. I believe he was an offensive lineman.
Yeah.
Like, for 4 years there. Like, so you know about the competition. He said when you play that sport, it don't make you anti-Christian because you say, I'm him. I want to be that guy. I'm trying to be the best.
That, yep. He did.
You see what I'm saying? Like, so now, how can you say that on the one side of your mouth, but on the other side it's like, oh, well, yeah, no, we need, no. And, again, previous conversation.
Yeah.
I have to be responsible as an artist because I don't want nobody. Like, when we alluded to, like, when LeBron said, oh, I won a championship in Cleveland, I'm the GOAT. If niggas had got to fighting and somebody had died off of that, that ain't what LeBron was saying.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody had a problem. Like, the debate is whether or not you the GOAT because you won a championship in Cleveland. Yep. We can debate that. Now, if we got to go grab the strap, if we got to go grab knives or bats or sticks or rocks or socks or whatever else the hell we got to grab, no, that ain't on LeBron. Yeah. I got a psychological problem. And as an artist, now, if I say fuck a whole coast, that's different. If I say I'm killing you and all your people with you, that's different. If I say I'm going to hurt your wife and kids, that's different. If I say my pen is more prolific than your pen and somebody want to go, oh, you know what? No, nigga, East Side pen more prolific and we finna get the shit. Your ass need to be thrown up under the jail. And if I'm an artist, you ain't no fan of mine because that ain't what I'm on. I ain't on that. I'm talking about how good I am as an artist and not on no goofy shit. Some of y'all need some guidance. Y'all need some more men in y'all's lives. Y'all need some real fathers or grandfathers or uncles or whoever. You need to stop being so fucking emotional and so sensitive and stop listening to Drake pouring baby oil on your nipples. And you need to, like, it ain't that serious.
Yeah. Because somebody can come up and do something to you even if you're doing the right thing. Somebody came up and stabbed Martin Luther King in 1955 with a pen because they thought he was this communist guy was preaching something opposite than what he was actually doing.
You talking about the lady who disappeared after she stabbed him and they couldn't find no traces? Like,
yep.
I personally thought that was one of his side pieces, but I digress.
Hey, could have been. Could have been.
Either that, A, or B.
Yeah.
She was a government plant.
Yeah.
Because they had been spying on him. So it's one of the two. It's not a random.
No, I don't think so.
It's either somebody he knew or somebody that they had sent. And we, COINTELPRO and J. Edgar Hoover and all the stuff he's doing, like, we know that they was capable of that.
Yeah.
But to your point, you can be saying the right stuff. Malcolm X, when he got assassinated, told the guys, brothers, calm down.
Yeah.
Get your hand out of my pocket, brothers, calm down. It ain't like you're saying the right stuff. Bobby Kennedy was not on no violent stuff, and he got killed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like in that ballroom,
Yeah.
like you don't have to be on no violent stuff. You don't have to be on no even in the gospel. It was a gospel
I think I know
artist
what you're
named
talking
D-Boy from Texas,
Yeah.
from Houston,
about.
and like he got killed by the gang members because he was taking their like the people they was trying to recruit. He was getting them and getting them into the church.
Yeah.
You could be doing the right stuff.
Yeah.
It ain't always so like you thinking everything gonna be like. And we spoke about this again, previous conversation. Jesus said all the right stuff.
What did he say? What did he say?
But again, on the flip side, like when Pontius Pilate asked him, like, so they saying you the king. He said, I'm him. 2024 translation. Now what he said in the scripture was the things that you say are true. No, like you have not spoken any lies. But he basically essentially said, I'm him.
I'm that guy.
When he was in the temple and he broke open that scripture and he read it out of the book of Isaiah and he went and he sat in that seat that was reserved for the king, he was telling the Pharisees, I'm him.
Yeah.
When Paul said, I pray in tongues more than all of y'all, he said, I'm him. When he said, Paul said, I'm the Pharisee of all Pharisees, ain't none of y'all more of a Pharisee than me. He's saying, I'm him. If that is not, we talked about how when Moses was like, well, what should I tell the Pharaoh? And we say Yahweh, but it's pronounced Yahuwah. He was saying, I am. That's what Yahuwah means. I am. I'm him. I'm the one. You got a different one for every. You got one for the sun, the moon, the stars. No, I'm him.
Yeah.
I'm that one.
Yep.
I'm over everyone you got. I'm over them.
Yeah.
So like that essentially go through the scriptures. David told Goliath, I'm gonna cut your head off, and the ravens are gonna feast on your skull and your eyeballs, and like. That's when they got ready to kill people. Like they told them, like, look, our God is and our God is this ABC XYZ. So now, how is that any different than my pen better than your pen? I'm better than you.
Like even looking at the epitome of what people look at what an athlete should be right now is Steph Curry. You don't think he said he was better than Magic? He said he was the number one point guard.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And he plays like with that confidence and does all that stuff. You know what I mean?
He shoot and turn his back on a nigga.
Like if that's not like, and I get people be like, well, but these are words. You know, words can do this and do that. I get that, but then it's more so of how you doing that. Like even Drake in his diss song, he didn't say forget a whole coast. He actually what he said was. He was like, people that live in your area rock with me more than they do you. Talking about, I guess, the L.A. West Coast area or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't say, man, forget L.A. Forget the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? But he got his point across.
He's conveying his message.
Yeah. He got his point across to being like, look, not like, forget, I mess with L.A., but nah, dude, more people rock with me out there than they rock with you. Now, if somebody take that and take it to a whole nother level, like
Rick Ross did.
Yeah.
Cause I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I don't even now. I mess with Ross. I don't necessarily have.
Yeah, he was in your top 25. Or was he your honorable mention? Honorable mention. Okay. Yeah.
But cause he's just been consistent.
Yeah. Okay.
But like, and I know because again, y'all got to bear with us previous conversation.
I know we rock with it.
But you had said you didn't want to take light off of Drake versus Kung Fu Kenny.
Yeah.
But Ross had caught a stray in the drop and give me 50.
He definitely did.
And so he immediately dropped, I believe it's Champagne something.
Champagne Moments.
Yeah, Champagne Moments.
Champagne Moments, yeah.
And so he talked about the fake nose, like the nose job. He talked about the fake BBL, or not the fake BBL, but the male BBL.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he went in.
In the cease and assist with French Montana.
Yeah, with French Montana, like, yeah. And so, like, shots fired.
Yep.
But, and even in the hook, you know what I'm saying? Like when he said something like you speaking indirect while we saying your name,
the hook was hard.
It's like, hey, Rose didn't play.
Yeah.
So now if Ross came with that, Like, I already know Kung Fu Kenny finna be on some Bruce Lee shit.
Oh yeah, as he should. And to me, this is my mindset when it's coming back. Not because I want to see blood, not because I want to see anybody get harmed or hurt, but it's for the sport and the art of hip hop, the art of really pretty much what it is poetry. You know what I'm saying? And so to get the art back up to a certain level to where to get these kids that are 35 or 30 and younger to really see some of what we kind of grew up under, and maybe possibly, you know what I'm saying, getting it back to a solid level, not to where it was, because I think that's just something different.
No, that ain't finna happen.
Yeah, so, but just get it to a solid place to where we can be like, oh snap, okay, I kind of see what this is. I kind of see what, real bars are. You know what I mean? So that's what I was on that tip, man. But I'm thinking that Kung Fu Kenny gonna come back here probably this weekend.
This time next year, man, all
This
these
weekend.
niggas gonna be good. They gonna make a song about it. And we gonna be looking back at this like, what a moment we had.
Yeah.
So, man, going forward, like, also, and I know how you feel about him, but you know how I feel about him.
Go ahead and say it.
Man, rest in peace to a very controversial figure.
Juice Man.
Not in his personal life, but in his athletic life.
Juice Man.
Was definitely a legend.
For sure.
All these records that they're breaking, that they're not saying who they broke them or who the first person to get 2,000 yards.
Yeah.
In
14 games.
And 14.
14 games.
Right. It's
crazy.
like, so if he would have played the other two,
Crazy.
y'all niggas might not would have broken.
Nah.
He was a different type of back because I would say like kind of in the Jim Brown mode, but like a taller back, because like normally they were
He about
shorter
6'1"
guys,
or
right?
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, like he's like 6'1",
6'1",
like
6'2",
upright, and then he was like an upright runner.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like later on, I want to say, what's the guy that played? Was it Earl Campbell or
Eric Dickerson?
Yeah, Dickerson.
Eric
Like
Dickerson,
was an
yeah,
upright runner.
Yeah.
Like he was like one of the first
He was.
upright type runners.
Yep.
But again, we know that his later post career was more controversial.
Definitely.
You know my favorite college team. He was definitely a USC Trojan,
Yeah.
Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah.
Played for the Buffalo Bills primarily, but also before he retired for the 49ers.
Yeah.
But at the same time, again, whether you believe he was innocent or guilty,
He was must see TV, bro.
he was, man.
He was must see
And he was
TV.
one of the first
Must see
crossover
TV.
people. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, Jim Brown was before him, but like,
But when the media became like the media,
yeah,
he was the guy.
because he was
that
in way
kinda-
more commercials than
For
Jim
sure.
Brown was.
Yeah, definitely.
Jim Brown probably made better movies,
Yeah.
but I mean, but now again, like the Nigga
I
Gun
don't know.
series, the
OJ
Nigga
was-
Gun series
Yeah,
was
Nigga
like
Gun.
the greatest.
Yeah.
But
That
how
was different.
about
That was
this
different.
is funny.
The Nigga Gun job.
So, instead of Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Uh-huh.
OJ was actually, he read for the role of the Terminator in the first Terminator movie.
Mm.
And James Cameron said that OJ didn't get it because he did not believe that he could realistically portray a killer.
Whoa.
The irony.
Wow. I didn't know that.
And you know my stance on OJ.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But
yeah.
but at the same time, like Paul Mooney said, you give him a knife in 5 minutes. Like, but nah, man, like,
Yeah,
and
for
he
sure.
was recently in the last year or so, he was on Mason Cameron's
Yeah, he
podcast.
was.
He was very hilarious on that.
That's why I say he was must see TV. Even on Twitter, on X or whatever you want to call it. Like before he got on Is What It Is, he would come on there to make his picks, his daily picks, and do stuff like that. And he would be entertaining.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he was a good follow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but although we think differently as far as the trial and stuff goes.
I'll tell you why.
You know what I mean?
So Nicole had in her diaries that like he had threatened her, he pulled a gun on her.
Mhm.
When he went to Vegas and he actually went to jail, he's on every camera in that motherfucker like he got a damn 38 with a gun. Now, why the hell is she cut all up and her tongue pulled out through the slit in her throat? That ain't how OJ moved. OJ showed you how he moved. OJ did what most hood niggas do. He got him a snub nose 38, and he was trying to let you know he mean business. I have always felt like he knew, he was aware, whether he paid for it or not, and that's speculative because we don't know. But he was aware of it, whether it was because of, and again, that was they was like, nah, don't say this in the trial. They didn't want to talk about her cocaine habit and how Ron Goldman was serving her. He was essentially. They also didn't want to bring out that like the place where she met him at. It was two other dudes that had gotten killed because they had like fallen in love with the person that they were selling cocaine to, and they wasn't paying them their money, and they got killed. And so Ron Goldman was like the third person that worked at this restaurant who secretly was selling dope that got killed because you fell in love with the patron. So now again, not saying he didn't know, not saying he wasn't aware, not saying they didn't tell him you can do this the easy way or the hard way. And I believe he was like, you know what, hey, y'all do what y'all do. I'm going to Chicago anyway. Let me catch this flight. I'm not saying he didn't know or he wasn't aware. I just don't think it take that, like, because again, that was genius level. Nothing about OJ screamed genius. OJ thinks 2 + 2 is Thomas Jefferson. And I love OJ. But if I was his third grade teacher, he wouldn't have passed my class. And that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't think he was smart enough to do that. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Like, not because he was black. It's just because he wasn't smart. Like, that's my... You hear a lot of things about OJ. He was charming. He was athletic. He was handsome. He knew how to captivate a room. Nobody said, you know what? This nigga is Elon Musk. He's Bill Gates. He's a genius. He's just so smart. He's so intellectual. Yeah. Nobody ever said that about OJ. OJ spells OJ with a K. That's how smart OJ. Like, OJ can't even spell OJ, nigga. Come on, man.
Yeah, man. R.I.P. to OJ. And shout out to the Is What It Is podcast, man, because I saw all through their socials they were actually bigging up his playing career, and because you know the mainstream media pretty much they didn't say nothing about his football career. They just pretty much said
like that's all he is. Was
yeah. So that I'm not cool with that at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, we know for more than, you know what I'm saying, 20, 30 years of his life, 30, 35 years of his life, he was known as, you know what I'm saying, a sports icon here. And brought a lot to, you know what I'm saying, American sports and football, the NFL and all that stuff. So would that feel how
like the first 25, like from like 67, 66 to like 93, y'all act like that shit don't exist.
Yeah.
And from 94 until now, like that's the only thing that exists.
Right. Yeah. So I'm
niggas cool be renting Hertz rental cars because OJ ass was running through the airport.
Running through that airport.
Niggas wear isotoners. Because this nigga was wearing the isotoner gloves.
Yeah, this is true.
Nigga, the naked gun, that's Nordberg.
Yeah. That's my movie, too.
Oh, nigga, I watched all three of them.
The Naked Gun, my jump.
Yeah.
The Naked Gun, my jump. But, Rag, we did it, man.
What you think about your girl? Are you surprised that Caitlin Clark went number one?
Of course not.
I knew that was going to happen.
Of course not. We knew she was going to go number one. And I think I posted some earlier today to where her teammate from the Indiana Fever
got drafted too. No, one of her Iowa teammates got drafted.
Yeah, one they got drafted, but I was saying like her teammates from the Indiana Fever were at the stadium wherever they're gonna be playing at, and they were watching the draft. And when they drafted Caitlin, all of them got up, like they were like super excited. Which I was like, bet that's the way you need to be because that's your cash cow.
Right.
This is how you're going to get the endorsements because all eyes is going to be on her. That means it's going to be on me too.
But even Angel Reese went 7. But
yeah.
I don't see no problem with that. And then she went with the young lady from South Carolina, the one from Brazil.
Camilla
from Brazil. Yeah, she's actually right, Brazilian. Yeah. And it's like, man, they got a 5 and a 4. Yeah. And both of them was averaging double-figure rebounds.
That's going to be interesting.
And if Chicago keep them, like that's, but again, like, and check this out. So Caitlin goes to Indiana, Angel goes to Chicago.
Yeah,
close.
Yep,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, so now they're gonna play each other.
Sure. They might be in the same
like
division.
6 times in the season.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
And again, competition. Hopefully, Caitlin Clark's fans don't go shoot up Angel Reese fans and vice versa. Stop this kumbaya. Everybody love each other. But like, come on, man. If it don't matter whether you win or lose, why keep score?
Yep. That stuff matters, man. But yeah, man, y'all go ahead. If y'all haven't already, go ahead and watch that Jay Sanders video we got out right now talking about the Christians and fraternities and sororities, the other side of it. Y'all will, and also I want to put out there too, because I had somebody come to me, like the whole thing premise with Jay Sanders being here wasn't to have like a gotcha episode, to be like, or to argue with him. You know what I'm saying? We did a little pushback, you know what I'm saying, a little here and there. But the thing was for him to get out that perspective and put it out there on the platform and on the table and let people, you know, make up their own decision however they want to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah,
because
exactly.
anybody that looked at this know how I feel about it. And I think they know how you feel about it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but it wasn't about that when Jay Sanders was here. It was about him getting out, you know, his belief, his experiences with it, and going from there, man. So, yeah, think we're gonna roll out with this right here, right?
Man, yeah, no, because like I said, we actually already went.
I think we did good.
We actually would have been in 2 hours if the original conversation had to stay there.
Yeah, but we did good, man. So, y'all, until next time, continue with that executive mindset.
Man, and most definitely keep it presidential.
Salute.
Or reverse it. Bow.